Time for another update on some book hauls I've done. One I did last week, and then I was going to do 2 more this week. I only ended up doing 1 of them because of the weather and because I lost my voice for 4 to 5 days. I'm just getting it back now. It's very awkward. Hopefully I can get through this without getting into a coughing fit. But I have this pile of books I really need to organize because I'm getting my library all worked out finally. Multiple shelves and stuff like that are finally set up. I'm just trying to work it. Oh, there it is. This thing happened, swear. I feel like coughing before I lose my voice. Okay, so you know what? Let's just get to this just in case something breaks down again. The first book up I got was Alita. This is a novelization, I guess, of the movie. So Alita Battle Angel. I never watched the movie. I never ended up watching it, but I did want to watch it. I just never got to see it. And it's just got that soft touch cover, which I love. And that was the final verdict on why I picked this up, this novelization. I feel like I'm going to enjoy the novelization. You know what? It's a really cool design too. There's like the gloss sort of cogs printed on that velvety, that soft touch feeling. There you go. I mean, it's just fancy. I'm not sure if there's like art in here or not. I haven't really flipped through it, but each chapter sort of opens up with that spread. And I don't know. It's a nice design. It's a nice design book. Hopefully the novelization is pretty cool. I got this for $5. It is in perfect condition. I mean, that's ultimately another deciding factor when it's like, I don't really need the book, but it's in perfect condition. Why would I not get a book in perfect condition when I'm going to get a bunch of deals on top of this? So there you go. And then I finally got lucky and found a decent copy of The Road finally. I ended up reading Blood Meridian about a month ago, I guess month and a half ago, and this one is in pretty perfect condition-ish, except for some of like the little nicks there on the cover corners. And then I went to a thrift shop yesterday and I found 3 more copies at that different thrift shop, and they might have been pretty decent condition, like perfect-ish condition, but they didn't have these little dings in the corner and stuff. So hey, you win some, you lose some. I got this for $5. Looking forward to reading another Cormac McCarthy. Why do I always stumble on his name? I have to cut around these. You have no idea how many times I screw up the name Cormac McCarthy. Anyways, looking forward to this. I've heard a lot of good things on BookTube. Of course, it is a special kind of prose that maybe takes some time to get used to, but I think after reading Blood Meridian, I'm good to go. Now, how dark this is, I'm not quite sure. If you put that on a spectrum of darkness, I'm not sure if this is going to get kind of worse, or if it's, oh god, there it is. If it's on the same level, I'm not sure. It's Oprah's book club. Oprah's audience got recommended The Road by McCarthy. Is she crazy? Anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing it kind of being disturbed along the way. Third book I found because I had to start getting to the number 15. By the way, I got 15 books in this haul. 3 of them were not for me, so I'm going to be showing you 12 of them. These first 4 are not Ian Rankin books. I'm just going to say it right now because the great majority of this video after I get through the next 2 books is going to be Ian Rankin books. And I'll talk about why as I get there. Okay, so this one, Rando Zombie Stories Anthology. Listen, I'm a fan of anthology stories. When I have to sort of fill in the gap, when I'm trying to get to that number 5 book so I get the 5th one free, you know, I always have like 1 or 2 where it's like there's like an anthology one, and sometimes I leave them behind, and I'm like, if they're still there, maybe I'll need them next time I come in, you know what I'm saying? But this was a new one that popped up, and again, you're looking at some perfect-ish pages. There's some staining on the pages to some degree, but very minor. The corners are all good. There's pretty much no crease in the spine there. And hell, man, it's like a good-looking book. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if I flipped open this book and I found out that it was like an indie press or something like that pulled this off. It says Nightshade Books. I'm going to say possibly some anthology. 2011 anthology. And yeah, printed in Canada. So I'm saying it's like a small press book. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to find it out there. But let's see what else they got. Oh yeah, look at that. Hold on, check this out. Whoa. I mean, here, I'm just going to promote them because it's printed in Canada, and it looks like they're an indie publisher. And I like this, that they have the whole American Gothic painting reference there. Nightshade Books is an independent publisher of quality science fiction, fantasy, and horror. We got the Book of Cthulhu. Okay, it's not the Book of Cthulhu. It's just the Book of Cthulhu. It's just, I don't know what that fancy, I don't know what that is right there. Maybe it's just a tentacle wrapping around. In any case, they got a Cthulhu book. The Panama Laugh. It looks kind of post-apocalyptic. Definitely looks like a zombie on the cover. And it says, ex-mercenary pirate and gun runner Dante Bogart knows he screwed the pooch after he hands one of his shady employers a biological weapon that made the dead rise from the graves, laugh like hyenas, and feast upon the living. ... A bunch of other stuff. And then we got Airship City. Man, it's just they're going all over the place with the genres, but this kind of it looks like kind of fun, man. I don't know. The Loving Dead, like a romance, undead romance novel. I'm not sure. By Blood We Live, the teen drama vampire thing. I'm speculating. Anyways, it has nothing to do with this book called Zombie Stories. It's a zombie anthology book with a bunch of independent writers. And hell, you know what? Finding out it's an indie book from Canada makes me intrigued to look them up. They are called Nightshade Books, and they have a website. Check them out. And there you go. Next one. And by the way, I already said, and in perfect condition, right? So I mean, you can't go wrong. Now this next one, I lie to you not, was on my Amazon wish list for probably 15. I just want to validate that that's not a lie. When was this printed? I knew about this book because my memory of it is a really odd memory of hearing about this on a podcast. Now I don't know if that's actually true or not. Where the hell is the copyright stuff? Oh God, help. Fine, I think I'm just going to show you, and then I'm going to have to search it out online and see if I've lied to you all. Okay, I found the book, and 2009. That's about right. That's when I was listening to comic book podcasts while running. It is called The Physics of Superheroes. I remember the author talking about this on a podcast. I was not wrong. So that was 15 years ago. Look at that. Bam. Bam. Why is this amusing to me? I mean, I remember them kind of talking about how certain superpowers would just not be possible. And I found it extremely amusing. I'll flip to the table of contents here to see if I can bring back some old memories. But we have like forces in motion. So there's like, you know, just general physics on, like, let's say if the Flash is running and then he trips on something, or if he punches something, like what would actually happen to his body. And for example, if a car hits Superman, the Superman wouldn't just like stand there like that iconic pose of like cars just wrapping around him and him just like being stuck on the ground. Like that wouldn't happen. I remember that being one of the talks. This is why like I have this memory. And so this, I believe it's still on my Amazon wish list, one of the oldest books on my Amazon wish list. It goes back, folks. It goes back. So I found this. How exciting is that? Anyways, let's look at some more. We got Newton's Law of Gravity, Deconstructing Krypton. The day Gwen Stacy died, I remember them talking about this one, impulse and momentum. The idea of like when the thwop happens to like save her, but then she like, you hear a crack and then it's like, that's sort of like the catch like breaks her spine. That it's in the movies at this point. I'm not spoiling anything. This is an old storyline, okay? But it's but yeah, they talk about like the whys behind all of that. What else? We got flash facts, friction, drag, and sound. Exciting, right? Come on. If this be my destiny, properties of matter. I'm not sure what that. Oh, Dr. Destiny maybe. So he talks to fishes. Want to make something of it? Fluid mechanics. Aquaman, maybe joke. But listen, this keeps going. This keeps going. I'm really excited to read this. I really am. I'm amused by things like this. One of my favorite series growing up as a teenager was George R.R. Martin's, not Game of Thrones. No, Wild Cards. Can you see them in the camera? Damn, they're in the shelf just below the one you can't see right now. It's the whole row and collection of the Wild Card series. I read 3 of them as a kid, and then I finally bought the entire set off of eBay for an exorbitant amount of money. The entire collection. It's a lot of money, but I got all of them. Damn it. And one day I want to read all of them. I don't know. There's like maybe, I don't know, 15 plus a hardcover plus another 2 that might be standalones. I don't know, 17 or 18 of these books. Anyways, and the idea of like the Wild Card series, there's these aces and there's these jokers. And the aces are the people who get these powers. They don't look any different than a normal human being. They're human beings with powers. And then the jokers are the ones that are more like the mutants, you know? They're the ones that physically transform because their power set, it like requires something of them that makes them less human, or obviously not human anymore. They're called the Jokers. And so the idea behind that story and the way that the George R. R. Martin, by the way, like he'd get all his like role-playing game friends. Some of them became well-known authors and stuff like that in the sci-fi genre and stuff like that, but they would be contributors to these series, and that's since the 80s. So amusing stuff. If you haven't heard of the Wild Cards, I know most people haven't for some reason, even though George R. R. Martin is behind this entire thing. My point being is that there's a story in the first book that I still recall. My teenage brain, this is like 30 years ago, right? 25, 30 years ago, where one of the characters it's that exact scenario I gave you where he's like a movie star or something, but he's got like the powers of kind of like a pseudo Superman-esque kind of guy. He's going to do his own stunts, and he stands in front of the car, and the car hits him, and he goes flying across like the street because the physics and the momentum, the smash of the cars, like you got hit, you can't just freeze in the cement. You're going to take that impact, and the kinetic force is going to send you flying in. Anyways, he's got durability, super intense, so like he didn't really get hurt, but the point is like that's where I remembered as a kid, and that's how long I've been amused by the idea of like comic book physics just not making any sense. I found the book, people. And look at that. Perfect. Spine? Literally perfect. Crazy, right? Because this book is not... Okay, to be able to get that in the shot, but there's a weird crease. I will find it. There it is. See the light? There's a weird vein crease on the back cover. A little bit of fraying in the little corners here. But you know what? Man. This is an old book, man. 15-year-old book. Somehow... It's salvaged from the thrift shop in near perfect condition. Okay, now we're gonna get into the excuse me, my throat. I'm sitting there. I gotta calm down. Because when I start getting excited, I start this my voice. I get this hollow feeling. My air seems to go away. Okay, I need to go. I need to roll away to the pile of books. I'll be right back. Oh God. There we go. Okay, so let's get through this. I put them in the order of publication, I guess, because I'm going to try to read them. Damn it, I'm missing one because I started reading it. Give me a sec. Okay. So the first book is Ian Rankin. It is a compilation. It's a rebus, the early years. It actually has the first 3 of his books: Knots and Crosses, Hide and Seek, and Tooth and Nail. I actually read all of Knots and Crosses last night. I needed to know what his writing was like because I really made an investment here because I found so many books from Ian Rankin and they were in decent-ish condition. A lot of them are in pretty much perfect condition. Now this one has like the old man crease wrinkles across the entire spine because it's a floppy, it's a paperback, right? And so as you open it up, you get the arch spine in this one, you know? So it's bound to happen, unfortunately. Sorry, I'm actually going to start losing my voice again if I don't wrap this up. So we're gonna try to get through this. Anyways, it has a major crease at the bottom here, which kind of sucks, but I looked it up on the end up here, but I looked it up on my phone to find out whether or not I was going to commit to these 8 books, to know whether or not I was going to start collecting. I did find out he has over 25 books, I think, in his catalog. So it's going to be a little bit of a chase down, but at least it gives me something to gun for. And when I was traveling back from Quebec to Ontario a week and a half ago, and I stopped at those 2 other thrift shops on the way down, I ended up seeing a lot of Ian Rankins, man. And I didn't pick any of them up because I was like, I don't know, when I see a lot of like one name on the shelf, I'm like, well, they're all leaving behind for a reason, right? And when they're all different titles, I'm like, is a prolific writer that probably writes a book a year and probably for decades, because I feel like I keep seeing different books by this author appearing on these shelves. So I didn't pick any up, but they were really good quality books but then now these drives are like 6-8 hours away, you know what I mean? I can't go back and pick those up. So unfortunately I was like, well, we'll let it go. And so at this particular branch, I ended up finding at least the first copy, which allows me to at least start the author to see if he's any good. Now I did buy 8 books before I confirmed that, because then I went to the thrift shop yesterday and I found 3 more, which we'll get into that stack in a sec. So there you go, Ian Rankin. The quality is not amazing. I got this for $5.99, which it's still decent, all considering, right? This is probably a $30 book in Canada. This is a UK copy because I don't see a US price or Canadian price. I only see the UK price, and it's about double that in Canadian, so like $22 or something like that. Okay, so it's still a decent purchase, and plus it's got 3 of the books. So like it's 3 of the books of the 25 or 30 books. You know what I'm saying? So bam, this one's down. Then I got a second collection. Do I have this in order or what's going on here? I feel like I've screwed something up. Damn it, let me get my spreadsheet. What the hell's going on here? It's fine. We'll just work through the pile. Okay, then I got the second collection here, which was great find as well. Little curly Q on the corner there. The spine itself has the same, you know, a big, thicky boy, like arch spine is going to get those cracks. Some fraying along the entire edge here. But you know what? It's the next 3 novels. Strip Jack, The Black Book, Mortal Causes. I saw 3 other copies of Mortal Causes, the standalone book, at the thrift shop yesterday. So, I mean, you could get these separate, but why? When you can get them all in one collection. $5.99. I've got a $25 price tag at the back of this. I'm assuming that's Canadian. I'm not sure. Still a fairly good deal, you know? That look how chunky the sumbitch is. So there you go. I mean, the staining, yes, of course, it's probably sat in the sun. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty decent book, all considering. It's one of the older collections. Well, I don't know if the collection is old. We can probably look that up together. Sure, why not? Let's check the copyright page here. It says the first time it was published was 2001, but it says the first time it was published under the name. All right, well, we're back in a scenario where I'm not entirely sure what the publishing date is of this particular edition. 3 great novels. It is this book. It says first published as Rebus the St. Leonard Years in Great Britain in 2001. Oh, you know what? I don't see any of the date in here, so I don't know. This is a different version. It's got 3 great novels as the title below the original title up here. 20-year-old book, maybe. Pretty good condition, all considering. There you go. So that's 6 books out of 25 or 30. I should just count the list of books. Let me check my spreadsheet. There are 25 Inspector Rebus books, but then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 short story Rebus books. So I was right, 25 to 30, so 31. And then we start going into other stuff. So we got the Jack Harvey books, we got 3 of them, 2 Malcolm Fox books, 1 Jack Laylaw book, 4 standalone books, 4 short story novellas. Oh yeah. 1 short story collection, and then so 31 plus 3, 5, 6, 10, 14, 15. So it's 31 Rebus books and then 15 other things. Crazy, right? Just a crazy collection. Literally every year. Prolific friggin' writer, man. All right, let's move back to, where am I going right now? We got A Question of Blood, embossing on the title name here, and perfect condition. This one is absolutely in perfect condition. The next set of books is definitely where I went, you know what, I might just gun for it because the quality is decent. This one's got the wrinkling, of course, around the spine there because of the floppy, but otherwise it's a solid book. The pages slip, like, look at that. It doesn't even flip completely open. I mean, even though it's got these creases, someone really took care of this thing, and it was for $5.99. I think all of these were, but as you can see, for the quality alone, it's hard to like not see a new author like this. I mean, I do see a list like that, and I get extremely intimidated as to the collector in me trying to find all of these in the thrift shops is, of course, you know, it's intimidating, but it gives me something to look for and try to find and get those deals with, right? Because I'm running out of options, man. Things run out. Now they do seem to be refreshed maybe around, I don't know, every 3 to 4 weeks is when I tend to find at least 5 books that I can take with me. So there you go. This one's got a coffee stain or something at the back here. I'll try to clean it with a wipe or something. Flesh Market close, and again, this is in the same sort of design as the other ones, a little bit of wrinkling on the spine there, but otherwise the pages are really rigid and straight. The corners are good. The pages are actually white on this one. No real sun damage, pretty much the color of the inside pages. It's a solid book, and makes it very easy to sort of just go for it and add it to the stack and see how far I can get with this series. This is going to topple over. We have Exit Music. This one's unlike any of the other trade designs, and this is where I start getting a little bit like, oh man, how many times were these things printed? Or do they just enjoy printing them all, that like they look completely different across the board? I mean, you'll see 2 that don't look different, which tells me that there was probably a whole series printed for Ian Rankin that all had a familiar trade dress across the entire collection. And I like to have spines sort of match. None of these really do. And so from that perspective, sort of annoying. And by sort of, I mean entirely annoying. I like this very bold font across the side there. I do really like it. I wish the title of the book itself was larger. I'm not going to try to peel that now. Don't leave your ADHD alone. I didn't think I'd like crime. I mean, I'll update you on what I thought about the first novel when I do my next update video or something like that. But high level, I went in under expecting, and the story structure was really solid. So I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. It was a solid book. Where am I at right now? A Question of Blood was book 14. Flesh Market was book 15. Exit Music was book 17. The next one here is Standing in Another Man's Grave, and this trade design is something I've started to see on a couple other books, and I really like it. It's kind of, it just looks cool. This looks like a redacted sort of format. Oh, that was my voice about to say F off. We're kind of done for tonight. But in any case, I like the really strong colors here in the design. Let me just take this screen off because it's really blinding. Yeah, I like the very bold color choices, right? It just pops off with the desaturated background there. And so yeah, Rebus is back. Or maybe it was only 3 of them that got that trade dress down there, right? Because I got this one as well. There's a little bit of a texture, the indentation on that redacted sort of bold. Crazy Claire today with his name very clearly read, the title of the novel very clearly read. So I do like the simplicity of this design. I kind of like that they all match, or at least these 2 match. And then in terms of quality, just a quick checkaroonie. You can see pretty decent, some fraying here, but mild, pretty much nothing. These are in perfect-ish condition. These 2 don't even have spine damage. Like, they're perfect books. These are the 2 I found, and I'm like, do I collect this guy? Because it looks like I could probably get a set that looks similar, but no, it looks like both these have just these 3 books in this sort of trade dress. So maybe that was it. I'm not sure. I haven't looked them online to see how many times these got printed to see. I'm going to start seeing like 20 books designed like this. I'm going to be very tempted to keep buying Ian Rankin books, but it's a waste of money, and my min-maxing strategy starts to die out real fast. Anyway, so I'm losing count of what number of book this is. I think we jumped. That's the thing. This isn't even a Rebus book anymore. Let me check real quick. Oh yeah, voice is fighting to hold on. We got The Impossible Dead. This is a Malcolm Fox book. So there you go. It's not even a Rebus book, but it's the trade design is consistent. And the last one of this particular stack is Ian Rankin's Watchmen. And this is a standalone novel with a new introduction by the author. With this one, it's got a lot of crackage, and you can see there's like a pretty bad warp right there in the spine. But man, what if I never find this book again? I need to get it now so I can have the entire collection. Or, I mean, one day I can maybe have the entire collection. But I have to say, when I flip the pages themselves, it looks relatively stiff and still in like solid condition. Like the pages are really solid, man. They're like thicker or something like that. They feel just slightly thicker in quality, even though they're stained to hell by the sun. It's got just a mild soft touch. It's not quite soft touch, but some cracking on the corners there. But you can't win them all. You can't win them all. And I think all of these Ian Rankin books were $5.99. And again, the cover price is way up there, $25 or higher in some cases. So, I mean, it's still a killing in terms of savings. I'll try to tally this all up. And so now I'm going to show you the pile I got yesterday at the thrift shop because I was hunting down Ian Rankin to begin with. So let's start with Ian Rankin, and then I'll show you the books I got in order to make up numbers. But I ended up buying a lot of books. I've got 10 of them. Dun, 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 dun. And this in a scenario where I could barely find 3. And so I'm not sure. The lady who was like stocking the shelves, she did 2 rounds of stocking shelves while I was there. So I spent like an hour and a half there because I was like, are you serious? Do you want to stock? Just put all the books on a shelf now, man. But no. She came back twice, and I was like, for real? You're stocking the vintage area with things I want? You're stocking the sci-fi things with things I want? Anyways, let's just get through this. We have the Ian Rankin. Now, I found these in hardcover, which part of me was like, I'm just going to leave them behind because they're not going to match. But you know what? None of them are matching. And so the only things I won't buy is the mass market paperback, but if they're hardcovers, I will buy them. This one's got a glossy, kind of metallic-y kind of finish to the cover. Let me just flip this open and see what the no, okay, it's just black. It's just black. But I mean, all told, The Hanging Garden, where am I at with this? Book number 9, and of course it's hardcover, so it's going to be in better condition, right? Oh my god. And the same and about the same price. It's $5.99 whether I buy hardcovers or these paperback ones at these thrift shops. It's the same price. The pages themselves, perfect quality. There's no dings. I mean, the hardcover makes it easier to protect. The sleeve itself is kind of flared here and there, right? But who cares? The book itself is in perfect condition. The Hanging Garden. So that's book number 1. We got book 21, and in that same trade dress there, it's, oh no. It's a different color than the other ones I saw. I saw a red one. Oh god, so there might be more than these 3. Okay, so it's the same as this design here, but green with a saturated background cover, but it's not that red one. So it looks like there's more, and that's okay. We got Rather Be the Devil, book 23. It's a John Rebus. So as you can see, I'm getting way up there. This is one of the more recently published books of the Rebus series. Okay, so 2016, I thought it would be maybe more into current time, but Rather Be the Devil in this trade design. So I'm guessing this is one of the more recent trade design sweeps that they did of the entire series. In terms of publisher, it's like this little dog on the corner there. I start seeing this dog and now I get curious because the books are usually like really nicely designed. I'm not sure, what are they called? Orion, that's right. That came up because a YouTuber brought up Orion. And then I was like, and then I started seeing the Orion popping up. That's right, little doggy. Keep my eyes open for Orion. Anyways, so flipping through, the page edges are all white and crisp. Man, it's perfect condition, man. And this one's got that soft touch on it, which I always love. Do these ones? No, the hardcover. Ooh, kind of, sort of. They all even have different textures. That's crazy. They can't keep this consistent. And then the third one I got yesterday is A Song for the Dark Times. This is also a John Rebus book. This is book 23, if I recall correctly. We're almost at the tail end. Yeah, there's 25 John Rebus books. So this is 23 from 2020. Some hot pink in there. Some really nice contrasting hot pink colors on some darker backgrounds. I think that pops like crazy. This combination, I've used this in my thumbnails. It pops. This color pops, man. So there you go. And when you flip it open, it's actually gray, not white. I mean, it just adds like, it's subtle, you know, it's these little things, but it really makes the book quality stand out. And in terms of pages are just pages. They're clean. But did this have an inside cover? No, it's just a black cover. Yeah. So they're all, at the end of the day, black covers. Look at that. Look how sharp that looks though. God damn. That's real nice if you take these like sleeves off. but the sleeves are cool. So, Song for the Dark Times. So that's so far my Ian Rankin collection from the thrift shop. What did that bring me to the total for Ian alone? We got one. I'm going to count the 3 books for the omnibus. I'm going to count those for 3 each. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 50%. And 2 thrift shop hauls. 15% Rebus haul. Now, what else did I get? Because I was trying to get to 5. Because I had 3 Rebus books. But I'm like, I need at least 5. Because I got to get one for free. I got them in Max, man. All right, so this is what I found. Because the lady kept coming around, right? That's what benefited me this time around. Okay, so check this out. We have Anansi Boys. So I ended up reading American Gods on a road trip I did maybe 8 years ago or something. It was a long time ago. Out west or something. It was a long book, but it got me through that road trip. Some of the drier moments where I had to I was kind of creeping into winter, so I had to stop a lot. So I got a lot of reading done. And the Anansi Boys are characters inside the American Gods series by Neil Gaiman. And I knew... question mark that there was like a book, or he was doing something with the Anansi Boys. I didn't know if it was a graphic novel on the series, if it was something that was going to hit the TV, because the TV series came out and I'm like, are they getting a spin-off? I sort of forgot the story behind what this actually became. Well, it's a novel, and this one is in damn perfect condition. Perfect. It's in perfect condition. Literally, it's never been creased, never, like, it's crazy. So $4.99. So Anansi Boys, I'm looking forward to reading that one because I really, really enjoyed the American Gods series. Now this is where it got crazy because these weren't on the shelf. One of these was on the shelf, but the other one wasn't. So I got this right here. We got an anthology here. The Complete Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Look at this. Look at this damn tome. This was in the vintage section, which was the last one I was checking out, desperately trying to find the 4th and 5th book. And I found this one, which was volume 2. And I was like, oh no. I mean, it's still a pretty chunky volume, and I mean, it is a collection of the works, right? So, there's they scratched out their name. Sometimes I find it's a sticker thing. Someone put a sticker. Oh, please don't put your phone number. Okay, November 5th, 1984. Okay, it's vintage, but like not old in terms of when it was gifted. But check this out. Hold on. The last printed date on this list here. This can't be right. 1927. That'd be crazy, folks. I think that's about right. No way. For real? Library Weekly. 1927. Is this Library Weekly? That'd be insane. I mean, the covers and the style here definitely feels like it's vintage, you know? This isn't... What the hell? I can't find... It says credit note here. I'm looking at the published date there, right? So it's the last year in that order, right? I would imagine, because all the copyright dates of every publishing company that's published this before. Since 1905 to 1927. Crazy. The Return of Sherlock Holmes, The Hound of Baskervilles. Like, I read that as a standalone novel, of course. But it's cool, right? The Valley of Fear. Wait, are you telling me there's only 2 novels in here and I've already read one of them? There's no way. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I guess these are all stories, but then this one is a story with a bunch of chapters in it, I suppose. First story alone is 400 pages, then it looks like a bunch of short stories. And then we get to the Baskerville, and it's like a 100-page story there. And we got the Valley of Fear, part 1. Oh yeah, we got more books. Okay, so I didn't flip the page. I didn't flip right. There you go. So the Return of Sherlock Holmes collection. Okay, and I was like, oh goddamn, you know? Oh, good. It's old books or paper or something like that, and then my nose starts to freak the fuck out. I didn't want to swear, but I did. Okay, and then she came around, and bam, volume 1, baby. So we got the entire... the gift sticker is in here. So someone didn't want your gift no more. Well, it's my gift now. So volume 1, and... Oh, God, I'm going to sneeze now for sure. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep, false alarm. Okay, great. Exciting. 2 vintage books, $5.99 each. The pages are pretty perfect, man. They're pretty perfect. Like, they got some old stainage to them? Sure. The sleeve itself should be more damaged for the age of these things, right? And it's like, I'm saying, like, these sleeves are not thick. They're kind of flimsy. There's definitely aging. Like, you can tell it's an aged book. There you go, the lighting. You get the yellow tint on it. Like, it's aged, man. But, look at that. You can tell, man. Look, that's nice, man. That's nice. But this sleeve has no reason to be in this good quality. Like, oh, so exciting. Anyway, so there you go. Two collections, and I do want to read some Sir Arthur Conan Doyle books after Baskerville Horrors, which I was disappointed by. I kind of really didn't enjoy it. I expected a lot from it, and it didn't deliver. All right, so next one. She came around, plugged up that vintage shelf, and underneath the vintage shelf was only one lonely row of Western. By God, I've been searching for Westerns. I've been wanting to kind of read some more short stories and stuff, and the only short stories I get, as I've said in some updates, has been from Pulp Comics. That's where I go when I want my Western fix. I have a bunch of downloaded collections collections from the 1940s and 30s and stuff like that, creeping into the 50s. Public domain Western comics is this weird escapist fiction for me. I'm not sure why, not because I'm not American, but I love the idea of it. I love almost the fantasy of the Old West, if that makes sense. And I have a sort of Western character that is from the whole 1870s to 90s era, but he's an alien. Alien cowboy. And so I want to consume more from this genre, but like from the time, not people writing about the Old West today. I want to read stuff from the old days that is part of like the 1930s to 60s, let's say, of that pulp era of Westerns. And so this is the complete Western stories of Elmore Leonard. I'm not sure when he was around, but it shows a bunch of pulp covers, these magazines and Western comics, some of these of which I've downloaded and checked out. And so I'm pretty confident this dude was around during that epic era of pulp fiction Westerns. The design looks more modern, of course, right? But these might be reprints of all that old stuff. The Western stories, the book is almost falling out of my hands. Anyways, the pages are kind of slippery, to be honest. Let me see if I can find anything that tells us the year of some of these. They won't be copyrighted anymore, right? That's the whole thing, is like, there we go, 1925 is when and he's still alive, because there's like a dash. There's no Disney, when they show a dash, does that mean Leonard is still alive? He'd be, well, no, that's impossible. He'd be 99 years old. That's impossible. I shouldn't say that. I mean, it's possible. Anyways, this was printed in 2004. I mean, I don't want to say the stuff in here is from the public domain without knowing that for sure, right? But I'm going to read it anyways, because it's Western and maybe it's got a cool vibe to it. Like, they wouldn't put this on the inside if it wasn't a whole callback to the older era. Anyways, I'm looking kind of forward to this. So, Western Stories, Anthology, Collection, exciting. And right beside it, I know, just gifting me all of these great opportunities. I got a book here called Wild West. Now, it says collected for the first time in one volume. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if Elmer Kelton is a modern Western writer, but in any case, I'm still willing to check him out because it's a collection in one volume. I don't know what that means. If this is a short story compilation, I literally have not flipped through most of these. I see them. I think it'd be something that would interest me. I pick it up in a pile, and if it equals a number that is divisible by 5, I take it with me. So there you go. Pages are kind of thin. They're in perfect condition, man. The book is in perfect condition. These pages, perfectly solid. Check that out. It's still white. Man. What a great collection. Even the sleeve on this cover, there's no damage on the sleeve. Nothing, man. $5.99. So another Western book for my collection. Is this it? Am I missing something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's gone wrong here? Something's gone wrong here. 8, 9, 10. Okay. So the last 2 is because I was approaching 10. And so I had 8. And I'm like, and then there was one book that was it was a collection of oh my gosh. It was a vintage collection of Hans Christian Andersen. And so that was my book number 9. And I couldn't find a book 10. I couldn't, and I did sweeps. And I sort of gave up. But then there were these 2 books calling out to me, and I looked it up on the phone. The series, it's a series of 4 that I'm aware of right now. Maybe they're still getting written. I'm not sure. But they were in such good condition that I had to put the vintage anthology back because maybe it'll still be there. And I've already read some of Andersen's stories from my old English studies and stuff like that. And so I kind of left it behind just in case they're there when I show up again. And what I got instead was Ben Bova's The Precipice. And this is part of what's called the Asteroid Wars series. But look at the design of this book, man. It's got a metallic cover. It's in perfect friggin' condition. The pages are solid. And book number 2 was there as well. The Rock Rats. And so I had to get them, man. They look so cool. They got the cover design is nice, man. Not that I make my decisions based on the ratings I will find in a quick Google search while I'm in the store. But if it's anything over like a 3.7 or higher, I'm like, if I find enough of the series, especially at the start, then I'm tempted to get it and just try it. Because what can go wrong? I got these for $5.99 each. And again, one of them would be free because divisible by 5. So 2 of these books were free, and most of the ones I got in this crunch were $5.99. I think one was $4.99, the Anansi Boys. And so this one would have come free, but then one of the $5.99 books would have come free. I min-maxed the hell out of this one. It was so exciting. Anyways, scores aren't so bad. They're like somewhere in the 3.7 to 4.2, depending on when you look. They're like 4.2 to 4.5. I think Amazon has them pretty high up there. So people seem to like the series. Now, when I see again a list like this, for Ben Bova, man, okay, I mean, if I like his writing, I guess I'll chase down more. But But I know there are 4 books of this series, and I'm willing to try to find book 3 and 4 just because it adds to the hunt. Put it on my spreadsheet, and when I hit these thrift shops, I can hope that I will find 3 and 4 at some point, and I'll close off the series without having to buy these at full cover price, which would probably be an arm and a leg, and of course they're not on the back cover, so I have to go hunting. $35 Canadian, man, is what I would pay for this quality of book, and it is relatively new. 2001. Okay, so these are actually pretty old. That's crazy. When were these printed, man? 2001 for book 1 and 2002 for book 2. There's no way these were printed that long ago. Oh, they were. How are these in this good condition? And they were printed 22 years ago, man. What are we even talking about right now? These are in perfect condition, man. Thrift shop win, man. Look at that, huh? Like, either someone just like, there's like a red dot on it. I'm not sure what the hell that means, but there was like this red sticky on it. Maybe they're part of some other clearance for some bookshop or something. They couldn't get these off the shelf. If y'all familiar with these ones, let me know, of course. And I'm crossing fingers. I'll probably give the first book a try just to see what it's all about. I'm kind of intrigued by the idea of there being like a colony, or like maybe it's like a mining colony, or maybe it's more. This one looks like it's my throat. My voice actually just shut down right there on that syllable. Anyways, this one looks like it's got maybe like some buildings there. I don't know if it's a mining colony. I don't know if it's like a society that got put there. Like, this one looks like it's maybe like a castle peak. Oh god, yeah, I'm starting to lose it. And I'm just curious. So there you go. That's the haul. What was that? 22 books, right? Hopefully my count's right. Oh man, and how can I forget? I got both the bills here for both of these runs. Now, one of these included some stuff that wasn't just the books, so it's going to be easier for me to like tally the cover price of all of those books. And again, like usual, show you the actual total that I paid and got off as a discount. Amazing run, folks. What a great haul. I'm looking at these prices again. It's an addiction, folks. I know that this is a 1-hour video, and I finally hit my limit again. So I'm going to sign off, get this thing edited. I'm going to be going to another thrift shop maybe next week, for sure in 2 weeks. Out of town, a new one, because I got to go somewhere, and I always search the map now to see if these things are around. Oh man, I'm the guy, I'm losing it. Can't breathe in deep or I start to cough. Great haul. I enjoyed it. I'm almost thankful I didn't get a chance to go to that third one this week, because it would have been too many. How can I say that? Blasphemy. There's never too many books, man. All right, I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks for checking these out. It was a good run. This Ian Rankin is going to keep me busy for a long while, but hey, 50% through the collection, and I know I've seen this name in the other thrift shops, and over the last 2 months of hunting thrift shops, I've seen this name, so I do feel pretty confident. And if I take a road trip or something like that, and I get like more time off between now and the end of the year, and it's going to start snowing here, it's going to get really bad to do road trips, but I'm willing to, drive off a little further and try to find some more of these thrift shops, or go back up the 6 hours, 8 hours away, and just for the hell of it, chill out there, and then come back the next day or something like that, and we'll see if we can get this. Why is this part of the vlog? I'm not sure. Listen, it's part of the adventure now, is to see if I could pull it off. It's like it's like a real life game, okay? It's a collection mentality. It's like a nice thing and a bad thing. It's a really bad habit to be in a collector mindset like this, because I can't stop. After I put something on a spreadsheet and I know there's a gap, it kills me. I need to get everything of that lineup of that series. I'm getting excited again. I'm gonna lose my voice again. All right, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate your time as always. I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.